How's it going? Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's hot in here, but I've got a little itch that I can't quite reach. But at least it's like hot enough in here that I should be able to sort of burn it on the wood. But anyway, today's day 14. It's inauguration day. Trump's going back in. I'm pretty happy about that turnout. To me, Trump just really represented a non-politician. He's also, I think, really funny. And I always got a lot of laughter at watching people like go completely batshit crazy over things. And he certainly gets them going. So, I've just had a bunch of laughs today. At the same time watching Biden pardon his family and preemptively pardon like all these creatures of politics is just, you can't even say like, can you believe it, right? Because of course you can believe it. These people are total scumbags, and this is why Trump is in there, right? So they just prove exactly why someone outside, someone that isn't a politician, is in there, and that the people want it, and that people are tired of this crap, and the political class like getting away with everything, and then regular people having to deal with the fallout of the rules that these jerks make. So, I when I was younger, I used to want Trump to be president long before he was ever mentioning it or like anywhere near 2016. This was maybe even the late 90s, early 2000, just because he was a businessman, and even though he had some failures, it just I liked the breakthrough. I like the honesty of it. I like that you could always see where he was coming. He wasn't nefarious. He wasn't trying to trick you. He was just being himself, right? So how far you could throw him. And he's probably shown himself to be the most honest politician. And it just shows how pathetic and rotten Washington actually is when you can take Trump and you can take all of the power of the government and what they were trying to throw at him, and they couldn't get him. Or the people or the people wouldn't let him have him. So, I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, but at the same time, this doesn't affect my day-to-day, right? The news is still going to be the crappy news that pours acid on all of our heads all day long. right? So if you're listening to that, if you're tuned into that instead of being tuned into working on yourself, if you're not tuned into your family, if you're tuned into social media slash news, 24-hour alert. Excuse me. Sorry for the yawns. But, yeah. Alert. Breaking news. The sky is blue. Breaking news. Everything is still going on. Right? So, that's not good for anyone. You know, we could get into the dopamine centers that are getting destroyed, and doom scrolling and all the other things like that. And maybe now I'm participating in that. You know, my hope is to bring some value out there, not just have your brain get a little tickle and then you're swiping or moving on to get like the next brain tickle, right? Very sorry. Maybe because I'm not wearing my Viking hat, I'm extra tired. But I had a good, a pretty challenging workout today. I was doing some squats and 10 sets of 10 on the minute with, I intended to do 115 pounds, and that didn't happen, so I went down to 105. 115. Then I did about 2 or 3 sets with that. Then 2 or 3 sets with 105. And then finished the rest of the sets with 95. And I could definitely feel that I'm going to be walking crooked tomorrow. But I'm 46 now, so I figure more volume, improving the tissue tolerance and the capability, as opposed to running up higher numbers with like a few reps that really don't get you anything. So I do tend to I'm on the search for something new that I want to include more exercise with my children, and I wanted to actually use my children as the weights, because my oldest daughter is probably about 48 pounds. My 2.5-year-old, she's like 38. And now my 6-month-old is about probably 18. So some sort of like canvas harness / bag that I could put them in, because truthfully, daddy strength is you have to be strong in all sorts of different positions. You have to have one kid in one arm, the other kid in the other arm, still bend down and pick up a couple groceries, still reach out and open your car door, and be prepared to step on some toy and not completely lose your balance or drop them. And that kind of strength is not built. That kind of strength is not built with balanced weights, with balanced dumbbells and barbells. You know, kettlebells, you're starting to get a little bit closer. But like a kettlebell is never going to like flop around or try to suddenly break out, you know? The kettlebell is also not going to run up while you're lying down playing with the 5-month-old and power bomb into the middle of your back. So, last night I gave my advice was to talk yourself up or say positive things about yourself for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how much you crap on yourself before you leave the house. Tonight, it's, if you have kids, once you hear the pitter patter of their feet or hear them like getting within 10 feet of you, you have to lock down that core. You got to lock down that core, because if you're the fun dad, if you're wrestling with them, if you're, doing the things that of course you are, if you're a dad, like I think it's just like built in us to start wrestling with them. I think that's where we draw our most dad pleasure. It's like in our natural instincts. Moms are the huggers. Moms are the tender leaders. We're the ones of horseplay, and that's where they are learning how to actually control themselves and what is appropriate horseplay and what's hurt play. So, but when you're the dummy, when you're the workout dummy for them, you got to be ready for the hurt play. So that's my advice. When they get in the air, brace. Push out those abs, tighten up that core, and you'll take the power bomb so much better. If they're leading with the knees, like my daughter was the last couple weeks, there's not too much you could do, but bracing is a good start. So, be well, everyone. Good luck with all that.